7 that they converted right before the field goal at the end of regulation. Was that just a good call by them? What did you see on that?
Yeah, we brought pressure. They picked it up. They had a man beater on, and it's a good call by them. It's a little cat and mouse game.
What was, you held them less than 200 yards. What really worked well for you all tonight?
The players played hard.
How good was it to see them bounce back after the last couple of games have not gone the way you all see your standard?
Yeah, I mean, it shows the kind of character we have in that room. Now it's about putting back-to-back performances. When you have a tough loss like that, right, you got to show up again, and we got to do it against a really good offense that's coming here next week. So you can't put your head down. You just got to get back to work.
There were a couple times, like the interception. There was another instance where it was a short field and it looked like it'd be an easy walk in, but your guys stood up and got a stop. What does that kind of say about them to be able to rally?
Yeah, I think it goes back to that character piece. There was never a moment that they had a look in their eye of, oh man, or, woe is me, or any of that. They relished every minute of playing with the guy next to them. And that's all you can ask as a coach.
Was there ever any thought process about maybe even challenging the outside because they had been so good in short yardage situations against you guys?
I think so. I think we were just in a situation where, when you're a yard and a half away, you got to make those decisions of what you're going to live with. And we felt we were going to rely on being downhill with the backs and our O-line, and that was the decision we made.
How much was the game plan tonight? You said on Tuesday, like so much of your explosive plays have come from short stuff where guys made moves. It seemed like you all were really emphasizing that. You didn't get the huge plays, but you were efficient and stayed ahead.
Yeah, I think, my credit to Cutter Boley, that was probably as gutsy a performance as I've been around in a while. And so I think he was at 61% or 60% completion percentage a week ago for what he did today and how tough he played and making plays with his feet again. I think there's something there with him for sure, and I think his confidence continues to grow. But just we're falling short. We're not making those plays. I understand the criticism; it's warranted. We got to get it fixed.
Which, when you guys outgained them, almost 400 yards to 100 and some yards there, and you scored 13 points. We talked to Mark. What is it besides the short yardage that guys have got to get fixed to get in the end zone and finish off some of those drives?
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't want every drive to have to be a 12 to 14 play drive, and that's the quick answer. Again, for us, we've made the emphasis on getting the ball out as quick as we can, the best we can to avoid the negative plays. That's what it felt like, and you guys understand. You come in here right after the game, the feeling was there were too many negative plays on first and second down where we got behind the sticks on drives, and that's where we stalled out and scored touchdowns in the red zone, all those things, and so that's certainly the tough part about today.
Bush, you called his performance gutsy. How much has Cutter grown in the time that he's been a starter this season?
Tremendous. I mean, I go back to for a young guy who didn't take a lot of those one reps, all summer, and to be thrown in the situation he's been thrown in. I don't know the exact stats, but he felt like he was above 70% today and getting the ball out and making decisions, and it wasn't just easy ones. It was third downs and fourth downs and making plays, and so I've just been really impressed with his preparation. I've been really impressed with his ability to play tough and be resilient with the ups and the downs, and those are certain things not a lot of guys have.
Bush, you talked about being gutsy, and you talked about Cutter, but what about when Seth goes back for the MRI, as Stu said,
Yeah.
comes back out in the way he plays on those final drives?
Yeah, I mean, we've said it about Seth from day one. I mean, that guy's been, he has done everything you can do to prepare yourself to be one of the better backs in this league. And again, when he came back out there, I mean, that was just hard to even think about, with knowing that he went to the MRI. You know what you're going to get with him, and certainly he's a guy that as we move forward, everything's got to go through.
You had back-to-back into pads where you moved the ball but weren't able to get points. What did you learn about your team that they were able to get to finish off on those 2-minute drives and put that game in overtime?
Well, I think, from an execution standpoint in the pass game, it's certainly good to see. Again, starts with the quarterback position and Cutter understanding in those situations to take what the defense gives them to create those kind of plays. Again, we have to finish in those situations, and we understand that.
As a play caller, what's the balance in that situation, the interregulation between maybe taking a shot at the end zone, going for the win, but knowing you can't risk not getting the field goal there?
Yeah, it's a staff decision anytime we're in those kind of situations. When you lose the timeout, when you have no timeouts, that's what makes it tricky, right? Because we've all been there. You can sit there and tell the quarterback, hey, be aggressive, but don't take a sack. You take a sack in that situation, it's catastrophic. So it was a decision we made, and again, we thought it played out, gave us a chance to go win the game.
It's tough, it's tough. We're 6 inches away right there, and it's tough not to get that done. But come back on Monday, and we're taking steps, and everybody believes that. Confidence ain't slacked at all. Just post game, everything like that. Everybody still believes, and we just got to keep coming to work and putting in the work.
Cutter, what was the issues with short yardage situations for you guys offensively tonight?
Yeah, we just gotta be better in those situations. We just gotta make plays in those situations, and like I said, we're inches away on every single one of them, and it's tough,
Cutter, you had like 12 different receiving targets today. I mean, what was working so well for you to kind of spread the ball around that hadn't worked in weeks prior?
Just trying to execute the play that's called. I feel like we came in with a really good plan. Now I was just throwing it to the open guy.
On the touchdown run, what did you see there? The play broke down.
Yeah, I just kind of saw it opening up the middle, and that's something we've been talking about all week, is how important the vertical runs would be. So when I saw that, I just took advantage of it.
Cutter, you made a couple of good scrambles and good plays with your legs. Do you think you are surprising people with that ability?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm an athlete. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't, so I'm definitely not immobile. But yeah, I can make plays with my feet, and that's something this team's going to need, so I'm going to have to keep doing that.
You maintain the composure. Like the play you got hurt, it looked like you were sacked for sure, and you just kind of squirted out of there. So how do you, in those situations, not keep your head up?
Yeah, it's just kind of the theme all around, and not to cave. You just can't cave. You just got to keep fighting, and I feel like there's a lot of guys on the team that's willing to lay everything on the line to win a game. And I feel like a lot of guys did that tonight, and I just really feel for those guys for coming up short.
You guys had a couple of drives, there at the end of half at Georgia, end of half tonight against Texas, where you moved the ball, but you weren't able to score. So what was going through your head when you did get the ball back with another chance to go around and score at the end of the game?
At the end of the game, I was just get completions, get the ball moving. Obviously, we didn't have any timeouts, so try to get the ball on the edge. But obviously, as a defense, you're going to be prepared for that, not to let the ball get on the edge and we ain't got any timeouts. But I feel like we did a good job getting first downs and going tempo and getting to the ball, and we were able to give Jacob an opportunity to bang a field goal.
Cutter, on that interception, did you see something there? Did you
Nah,
not put
yeah,
enough on it to get it out of bounds?
I didn't put enough on to get out of bounds. Kind of tripped over myself and didn't get enough on it.
Cutter, you guys seem like you got a little bit of life back in you when Seth came back in.
Yeah.
But did it give you guys a little boost knowing he, just came out of the MRI and the way that he was playing there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to have three back there with me. He's constantly going to make plays, but J-Pat really stepped up. Jason Patterson, he really stepped up and kind of filled that role, and he did a really good job when his name was called. And I'm really proud of him. He's a guy that's going to be really good for us. So,
knowing how well you played, does it hurt knowing that you didn't have the ball in your hands in that final play?
No. Dante's a big back, and he's really good. So I don't disagree with the call at all to give it to him right there and trust our O-line. We were inches away from that. So, no, I don't disagree with that at all.
Cutter, where do you feel like you've improved in these last couple of games where you've been starting?
Just take what they give me, I don't have to go out there and force things to happen. I don't have to make crazy plays. I got to take what they give me, and when I have to make a play, I'll make a play. It just kind of comes naturally, but just trying to execute the play that's called and get to the open guy.
Cutter, in the fourth quarter there, right before you guys got the game-tying field goal, you were in a short yardage situation and you found DJ Miller. What did you
Yep.
see out of his play today, and what
I was
gave you
super
confidence
proud of
to-
him. Yeah, he stepped up. He had those 2 big catches, and he's not scared. You know, as a true freshman, he ain't scared at all. He's willing to get the ball in his hands and step up and try to make plays. And you know, I mean, he put his head down. He wasn't scared of contact. So I was super proud of him. That was a big catch we made on that short yardage to get that first down to get us in better field goal range. But yeah, he's a guy we're going to keep utilizing more, and he's got a ton of potential. And I was super proud of him.
Kind of as a team, does it make it easier to stay positive when you see strides tonight, or is it harder because you came so close and it's still going to get the win?
Well, I think that just obviously the loss sucks, you know what I mean? But I don't think that phased anyone's confidence at all. Like, we know the team we got. We're in here working every day. Obviously, we had a really tough first half, and that's kind of what I keep coming back to. But no, all these guys have a lot of confidence, and you know, it's just tough when you come up like that. Yeah, we should have came out of there with the win for sure.